Sure, abuti honestly.
Hello, Patriots. We're back again with another one. Today, doing a reaction. We got a particular person right here. You can see citizen concerned. So, I actually want us to actually come and discuss this just a little bit, because right now what we are seeing is a female who continuously goes after Gayton McKenzie without having proper facts. But because she's getting numbers, she's getting ahead of herself, right? So this lady goes on out there to go and attack Gayton McKenzie. And we're going to listen to exactly what she says. Her name is Katleo, right? So Katleo right here is saying that Gayton McKenzie is a sellout and did not stand with the people, which are the poor, the sheep in wolves. I mean, the wolf in sheep's skin, right? But she does not take the time to understand. Just because the president of the PA had voted for the VAT increase, all of a sudden he is also now incompetent, and he is also now a joke for her in her books. So her people have to do things that she agrees with, or with the DA, which seems like she's a DA person. And then once only you then voting with them, then only they will somehow respect you, right? That's just what these people are actually saying in short. So let's listen to a little bit.
Said I didn't trust Gayton McKenzie, many of you came for me. But now, how many of you see what I was talking about? How many of you can finally admit that he's a wolf in sheep's clothing? Unlike rumbling, incompetent men like Herman Mashaba and Velenkosini Hlabisa, Gayton has mastered the art of persuasion. He's charismatic, charming, and knows exactly how to say the right things to win people over. He knows how to say all the right things and make all the nice promises. But when the moment came to stand with the people, to put the people first, he chose power instead. He chose his ambition over your trust. But we shouldn't be surprised by this, right? I mean, we cannot forget what Gayton himself said about politics.
We are the only party that said, Sakina, at the beginning, we said we'll work with anybody. At the beginning, when people were saying, I told John Steenhuisen, and I said, don't come with your morals to me. I'm not here for morals. I'm here for power discussions. When we started the coalition talks, he said, let's first see if our morals are aligned. I said, whoa, I can't be taught by you about morals or anybody else for that matter. I'm here for power. We want power as the Patriotic Alliance.
So let's...
And I like that she actually went on to go and use that clip. We want power, which is exactly right. We want power. Power to be able to change the lives of our people. Power to be able to make or be able to have an influence and be in government for our people. If they need something, if they need backup, then you know that you do have the abilities to do that. Remember just recently when there was a colored lady who was abused by police officers, and some of the people wanted to know. President Gayton McKenzie asked the minister in cabinet did a short video which he posted on Facebook saying minister so and so and so, and then the minister of police explained the process that they've already arrested those people, and then they're going to face the law, the police officers, for hitting that woman. And that shows that you now have the ability to make change. Okay, say now Gayton McKenzie, just like he explained, says that I cannot vote for this budget, right? With the 0.5%. And then he's removed out of the GNU because the Patriotic Alliance is not a big player in the GNU. And then he's removed in the GNU. What is then going to happen? Who is then going to be representing the colored people and asking the necessary questions, and then fighting to put them inside of employment, inside of job opportunities, inside of all the things that are there to be enjoyed by South Africans. If the Patriotic Alliance wasn't working with people, where would it be in the terms of the Gauteng area, where when people were hired, colors were not hired for the Amapanyaza, and then the PA was needing to vote, says we are not going to vote with you unless we also get our colored people employed in these things that are happening. Give our colored people opportunities, and then they were given opportunities. So at the end of the day, if the Patriotic Alliance is not in government, who is then going to go and fight for them? Who is going to go and fight for the colored community? Who will ask the necessary questions and say, but there are certain people who are missing?
Talk about what he did with that power. When Parliament voted on the fiscal framework, Gayton had a choice. He could have stood firm, fought for the people, and rejected a policy that would hurt the most vulnerable. Instead, he chose to support a 0.5% VAT increase, a move that hits the working class and poor South Africans the hardest. And for what? A seat at the big table. As far as I'm concerned, he did it for power.
Yes, you are correct. For a seat at the table and for power. Like President Getty McKenzie was straightforward about it. Do not beat around the bush about it. So you can go on and bash him, but what we can accept is that he did say he wants power. How was he ever going to get power if he was in opposition? Or if now he is thrown in opposition? Power to make things happen. Power to change lives. Power to change situations in communities. Power to be able to make things happen. You cannot beat out the bush about that. So Katao can say whatever she wants. The president of the Patriotic Alliance, Gayton McKenzie, did specifically say, I want power. Then he also went on a live just last week saying that if it was up to me, I would not have had any percentage increase. But I am just a small player in this. We are boxing above our weight. He said that. If you listen, you're going to understand exactly what the person is saying. He is specific, and he is not lying or beating around the bush. He says, I will tell you exactly how it is. But most importantly, he's one who comes and tells us the truth. More than their DA that they like, more than any other party.
He chose to disadvantage Patriotic Alliance voters. He chose to reduce ordinary citizens' bank account balances. He chose power over the people. And you know what's worse?
His vote was never going to even make a difference. And on top of that, right? On top of that, of not making a difference, then he is not saying that he's choosing for people to actually suffer of the Patriotic Alliance. He's not choosing for that. It's just that it is already happening and it's way out of his control. So just voted so that he can be able to obviously appease and actually say, okay, at least we had gone from the 2% to 0.5. Then at least, because I still want to be able to have power and change the lives of our people, I'm going to go forward with the ANC, with them. But then at least now, later, the people are going still to fight and try to get ways to actually make sure that before the 1st of May, that 0.5% does not come into effect. If you've been listening. So you also gotta have to be very careful of people like this who just go on and bash and bash and bash and bash and bash. Listen exactly to some of the things that they support, and then also listen carefully to other alternatives, and then make up your own mind. Because you can maybe agree with her once you've made up your own mind. That is up to you. But then I'm here to just make you look at it in a different way. Do not just believe everything people say.
Even Gayton himself admitted that VAT wasn't the only option.
And it's very easy to blame the finance minister for the 2% VAT hike. But I think that's unfair towards him. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. All of us cabinet ministers, all of us, are asking for more money. Now he came back and he said, all right, should we look at this as an option? He didn't come to Parliament and say, this is what it's going to be. He says to us, what do you guys think? And we now must come with ideas and not just criticize and say, no, we don't want that. What is on the other side of it? That's what the president asked us. What's on the other side of it? What is on the other side of the coin? If you're not going to do this, you are ministers, you are leaders, come with ideas. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to come with ideas.
So, what happened to those other ideas? You say you're a seasoned businessman, Gayton. Don't you know that increasing VAT hurts more than it helps? You campaigned.
Katlego still doesn't get it. Still doesn't get it. Because this was the fiscal framework, right? Well, it has been voted in as the 0.5, but it can be changed by before the implementation stage comes forward, which is what has been discussed many of times. They even explain it in their own terminologies. But at the end of the day, like the chairperson of the Finance and Appropriations, what's the guy's name? Of Reisemsand, Zongi or something like that. Yeah, Zonzi or something like that. The guy had said that it can still be changed, but then there's a particular time in which they can go and do it. We're gonna find the clip and then just add it in here.
Whip of the ANC, even over the weekend, to which we felt that the good course of direction was for him to call a meeting with all the parties that have supported the budget. Some of those parties are not within the GNU, and to be able to chart our way forward as to how we get the various items that we need to present before the committee are then worked through so that we can achieve what is most important, a sense upon which we reduce expenditure to be able to ameliorate or take away the need for VAT, so that through that legal mechanisms of the Money Bills and Related Matters Act, we can then be able to engage Treasury and the Ministry of Finance substantively to shield South Africans from the 0.5% hike. So that was the starting point about the meeting, but it also doesn't finish there. I think there's a genuine commitment about saying we cannot tax our way to prosperity. We need an economic model that enhances growth. And so in many ways, that's been the substance of the discussion. And so the meeting this evening will look at those issues, and certainly in any engagement I have with the ANC, that's been the substance of the discussion.
What for you?
Right? So Katlego just has to be able to go and actually go and do a little bit of research, just a little bit of research, because now she's just bashing. But she doesn't have all her context straight, because she was probably going to get a surprise of her life the day it comes, and then that increase isn't there. The people are still working on it. We have to now this is the real challenge also for the people in the GNU and those two parties who came in, Bosa, like others like Reisemsand and ESA, Action South Africa, right? So now they're going to have to now show us those bright ideas that they can come up with so that this does not happen. But one thing that we've all noticed, that the ANC does not want to get rid of the deputy ministers, and which is also another thing that takes up a whole lot of benefits and money and salary It's a big factor, especially for these other parties.
Using abahambe, and you talk about illegal immigration. So why didn't you propose real solutions like deporting illegal foreigners and securing our borders to ensure that South African citizens and legal foreigners take up jobs and grow the tax base? To ensure that our overstretched resources are adequately allocated to a smaller population, which is the citizens and foreigners who are here legally.
What are we changing?
I think the first thing we'll be changing is that first four things is, number one, every business that hires illegal foreigners, we will revoke your license. Number two, all illegal foreigners, you have 30 days to go home. While we start taking you home, you have 30 days. We don't want to see one of you here. You get arrested with no bail when we get you here. We're not going to deport you. We keep you in jail indefinitely. Number three, all the mines, this transfer pricing, and you know the mines does, they take, let's say they take gold. They don't sell the gold here. They sell the gold in Dubai. And then they pay tax in where they sell the gold.
Yes.
That things will stop.
Yeah.
I will then change how people operate. I will tell people, this is how B is going to work, this is how redress is going to work. But from now on, we're all South Africans.
Why didn't you fight for policies that would actually benefit the people?
There's no policy that Gayton McKenzie can bring forward that he's going to get. The policies he mentioned, yes, they sound nice. They're what we're voting for. But they are none of those policies that he is going to get. Especially with the amount of power that he has. 2%, 3%. That is not like the 15%ers, the 20%ers. And even those are not even making any viable change. This is a time that we've seen in the recent weeks just how the ANC's got very mighty power on this GNU, right? So there is specifically just absolutely no way that you are going to be able to change their ways. What they've already been doing is what they're going to continue doing. They have showed it within less than 6 months of them being in power when they implemented the NHIs and all of those things, and now still with the budget and all of these things. But at the end of the day, they are going to continue to push their own policies up until the end of this GNU period. We have just got to face it. Even the DA cannot do any of those. And if we get any of those, we would be lucky. You can say whatever you want to say, Katlego. You can say whatever you want to say. We're not going to get them. I know it's nice saying that. Even Gayton McKenzie is bright enough to know he's realistic. These certain things I'm just not going to get. I must just forget. Continue doing the possibilities of what I can in the position that I'm possible to make certain possibilities and make those possibilities, especially making sure that honor the promises that you gave to the people. Because he also did say, imagine now I sit out of the GNU, we become opposition, and you look at all of those people who are out there in the dust, in the rains, campaigning for you, going up and down, doing door to door. Now they are going to watch you there in opposition and congratulate for you, clap hands for you for saying smart things. You're in opposition. How is that going to help you? How is that going to help you get more people to support you? Because you need to be in position, be doing stuff, have people having a track record and saying, Gayton McKenzie has done A, B, C, and D. Here, we know. And then you are able to now to call people, make people come and vote for you. So, like, we can listen to Katlego the whole day. She's gonna whine. You can even go listen to her, because I'm now feeling like I'm gonna listen to this full clip. You can go listen to her full clip. Citizen consent. You can go listen to her full. We'll just listen a little bit longer. But you already It's just a whole bunch of whining, bunch of Karens on the internet.
Like the removal of BEE. Instead, you still voted for VAT when you had the option to bring new ideas. What did you propose in order to increase the revenue instead of the ANC increase in the VAT? What did you propose to avoid this VAT increase? At the end of the day, you were still played. The ANC obviously knew that they were not going to get the 2% VAT increase. They came and presented a 2% VAT increase and everyone went bananas. You think they didn't know that this would happen? You claim to be a businessman. Now, do you mean to tell me that you couldn't see that the ANC actually wanted less than the 2% VAT? They asked for the 2% in order to negotiate down to some lower number. You had a chance to put your foot down and support the DA, EFF and MK party, but instead you are actually proud of yourself for being tricked by the ANC, Mr. Bootlicker.
The finance minister.
Just imagine calling Hetty McKenzie a bootlicker. Jesus, the insults. The insults. But then, let her say what she gotta say, man. Let's listen here. She's gonna continue to just insult.
Approached us and he said, we are looking at a 2% VAT. We immediately said, that's too much. We will negotiate.
But everything you do says otherwise.
Now, as a minister, I don't care which party you are from. We are serving at the behest of President Ramaphosa. Some of us, maybe we would like to act that we've appointed ourselves or the voters appointed us. There are people with more votes than the party I belong to, and they are not here. I am here because the president deemed it fit and proper to appoint me. So we were in Ekurhuleni, and there was a song that was saying, a Sotho song. Generally, if you want to talk Sotho to me. The song was, Re o rata kaofela Ramaphosa. Hey, we were in trouble. The ones that are not from the ANC. Me, I was standing up and I was singing, Re o rata kaofela. I was singing. And one person next to me said, but you are not from the ANC. Why are you saying? I said, I am appreciating. I said, you see, when you're in those blue lights and you're not stuck in traffic, remember who appointed you. I am remembering. So I was singing for the privilege of serving South Africa. And I was singing the loudest, Reorata Kaufela. And my friend called me, he says, I saw you singing Reorata Kaufela. I said, where are you now? No, I'm coming from Pretoria. I said to him, no, what's wrong if I sing that? He says, no, but you can't be singing, you love Ramaphosa. I said, but I love him now. He says, no, man, you can't. I said, no, I don't blame you. The frustration of traffic, I know it's getting to you.
You want to be so close to Cyril.
Well, I'm just gonna stop it there. Well, at the end of the day, if close to Cyril means you're in government, you're in the executive, you are in a portfolio, you are then able to, like he's in the sports portfolio, sports, arts and culture, he's able to then go and actually effect change in people's lives. He's actually then able to achieve and do exactly what he said he wanted from the start. Do not come and tell me about your morals. You are the last person to tell us about your morals into Katlego, citizen consent. We want power so that changes can be done on the lives of our people. People can now, just recently they got swimming pools. They are actually able to do those certain things. People were able to be given speakers. projectors, computers, sporting facilities, sporting equipments, all of those things which would have never have gotten. Even say that in his hometown, there in Bloemfontein, with Edendale or what they call it, he said that there has been no development in the last 25 years. And now there's a development because he's now able to do that for his people. So you have to now go and remember that we do not come from the same places. Some of you are privileged, some of us are not. So when you get there, you want to at least use this that you got to actually achieve more. Because if you're able in this 5 years to go and then be able to crop out 20, 50, 100,000 sports stars, 1,000 art creatives, 1,000 drama creators, and then in the long run they're able to feed their families, they're able to affect change in their people's lives because of somebody who was just a mere 3% party, who was not 40% party, who is not a 20% party, who is not a 15% party, because some are 15 but they're sitting outside. And he emphasized that some are 15 and they're sitting outside. Tell us more about that, Gatleo. Tell us about that. Tell us about that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Ons Spicer needs some men fast. Hulle kan sê ons Spicer. Hulle kan dink wat hulle dink. Hulle kan sê wat hulle wil sê. Dit is wat dit is. Wabon. Life goes on. Die lewe gaan aan. So sterk, some men fast. Don't buy that. Please do continue to like, share, comment there, and subscribe. We're all not happy about the percentage increase, but it is what it is. Gotta have to trust your leader and just trust they're doing what's best for you. Take it from there and see where life takes you. If you don't believe in them anymore, it is what it is. You can always go to another party. Go be an ANC member. Go be a DA if that's what you want to be. Salute.
Nothing. Sure, I would do ownership.